and talk through bond enthalpies. So this is another way to calculate the enthalpy of a reaction, where we take into account the bonds broken versus the energy of the bonds formed in a reaction. So to solve for bond enthalpies, what we need to do is write our balanced chemical equation, and then we need to draw the Lewis structure for each molecule, and then we're going to figure out the total number of bonds broken and subtract from that the total number of bonds formed. Okay, so you have a separate chart here for bond enthalpies. Okay, and you can notice each one of these has a different bond enthalpy. So a double bond, carbon-carbon double bond, has a different bond enthalpy than a carbon-carbon single bond. Okay? So we're going to calculate the enthalpy of the reaction for CH4 combusting. So what we're going to need to do first is draw the Lewis structures. But for, I guess, quickness, in the interest of time, to make sure this video isn't super long, I'm going to give you the Lewis structures. So we have methane here, oxygen, carbon dioxide, and water. Okay? So remember, we're going to do bonds broken. So the bonds that have to be broken are on the reactant side. And then we're going to subtract from it bonds formed. So here's what the work looks like. We have 4 CH bonds that end up getting broken and 2 oxygen-oxygen double bonds that are broken. We're going to subtract from that 2 carbon-oxygen double bonds, right, because there's 2 of them and 1 carbon dioxide, and then there's 4 oxygen-hydrogen bonds because we have 2 molecules of water, and each one of those has 1 hydrogen-oxygen single bond. So from that table, we have 4 times 413, 2 times 495, minus 2 times 799, plus 4 times 463. And we get an answer of 808 kilojoules per mole. Okay? So same thing with this next one. We have CH4 plus chlorine, and that makes CH3Cl and hydrochloric acid. Okay, so I guess I don't have this one written out. So what we're going to do, first we need to draw Lewis structures. So we have methane. We have chlorine, and as you remember, halogens only are going to make 1 bond. That might take you a little bit longer. As a reminder, you need to add up your valence electrons and then make sure everything's shared nicely. So we're going to do bonds broken minus bonds formed. So we have 4 of those C, or the CH bonds, plus 1 Cl-Cl bond. And from that, we need to subtract 3 of those CH bonds, 1 CCl bond, and 1 HCl bond. Okay, You're going to need to look at that chart to figure out what numbers go in each one of those. As long as you do that, you should get the final answer that I have here, which is negative 104 kilojoules per mole. Okay. Thank you for listening to this. Your assignment will have the enthalpies of formation questions on it, and then also these bond enthalpies. So sorry I had to split it into two since I was having problems with people making noise outside my classroom.